The All-Star break, was that this weekend? I haven't been keeping up. No, because the Rangers were playing. All I know is that's when I used to know that the All-Star break would happen, and I knew that's when the days were getting longer. And now they keep messing up stuff on the sports scheduling, and Super Bowl's deep into February, and the All-Star game's damn near in August. If I ever get some free time. Are these the bleach wipes, or are these the... Those are the professional grade. These are the cancer, and these are the liver killing wipes. Nope, nope, these are hydrogen peroxide. Huh. I didn't even know they made peroxide wipes. I mean, it makes sense. I saw that purple canister and I was like, oh, that's like the ones that work. It's so damn loud out here that I forget how loud it is. Like I said, I got a late start because I got the other damn projects going on. Otherwise, I'd be out here with my... I guess with free time, I'm gonna roll through here and pick up a bunch of stuff. The other thing that's changed since I started picking up the trash was all the places where I could dump it, I started to close up. I always get this like conspiracy theory thing buzzing in my head. Like wherever I start to walk, that's when they start tearing up the sidewalk. And now wherever I start to pick up trash and dump it, they get rid of those trash cans. It's like there's a grand conspiracy to say, hey, 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 don't do anything that makes this neighborhood look good, man. If you do that, we're going to stop you from doing it. The other thing that's occupying my time, these pointless meetings. I mean, I guess I shouldn't call them all pointless. The Dart one last week, maybe it sent a message, I don't know, we'll find out in 30 days. So I've been paying attention for like 2 months now, and that door is always open. Sometimes I drive by here at night and that door is still open. And I was like, what's going on over there? I have a feeling there's a big giant, you know what, I don't even know why I have to ask. I can do an open records request. Get all the dirt, but I try to mind my business, but at the same time something's going on there. My nosy bitch senses are just tingling. Anyway, tomorrow we got another meeting over the Love Field thing. Hey, we're going to show off the next phase of the, I guess, the walkability project or whatever they're doing. Oh, the truck's so big I don't want to get run over. Promised my mom I wouldn't pick up any trash. Why would your mom care? She doesn't want me bringing the stuff home and because I don't have a place to dump it anymore. Not only that, but she said, you know, she's worried I'm getting super filthy. And when I bring the cart, I was taking a shower after it was all said and done. No, it looks like the Hispanic version of Drew. Because I can't seem to get out here during the day. Like Tuesday was my day to come to this neighborhood, and there's always something fucking going on Tuesdays. No, so that's crazy. That means that this person either died in a lot of debt or with no heirs. I mean, both, you know. So the fact that they put it up for auction, sure I don't get run over. Get some daytime footage of this. Yeah, man, that snapped clean off. In fact, it looked like somebody ran into it. Storm sewer. I just need a reference point. Okay. It's like, why are you taking pictures? It's like, oh, you got a broken storm drain. And that's when I get the question, are you from the city? I was like, no, the city works for me. That's what people don't realize. All right. Oh, in the old days, it would make my allergies go haywire. Stuff like this. And I guess the big question is, why couldn't they have, you know, you got a lawnmower with a mulch bag, and the bag's sitting right there, and the grass is all over the sidewalk. Getting too ticky-tack? Just saying. I know that they're going to sell this to somebody, and I know they're going to turn it into something that doesn't help out anyone. Tape finally came off. It was only supposed to be a temporary thing, basically to keep the wires off of the sidewalk. Night fever? Night fever. know, I came over here to get one set of footage, and it looks like I'm gonna be getting another set. I did not know if they tore down the government building. I had so many good memories there. Small claims court, vehicle registration. Bumped into my youth pastor over there one time. So I guess that's how you can tell that you're in an uninspired urban development area. They just see a place, they say, you know what, this would be a great place for a supermarket. No, they put a large coffee bar. El Rancho will just have to be what gets it done. Ribes. No, I don't know how to say that. So that's where they moved to. I think these are the guys that were off at 9528 Webb Chapel. And so they just moved over here and abandoned that building over there. So maybe they'll tear it down and turn it into something constructive. But knowing that area, I highly doubt it. I never realized how big that lot was. And when you consider that it was like 3 or 4 stories tall, that was a lot of area. But most of that was just parking. It had a huge parking lot. Nothing stays the same, man. Well, it was a Dollar General there. A hardware store. Before the hardware store, it was a Tum Thum. And I think there was a Kroger across the street there. And it moved out in the early 80s. Okay, there was an Albertsons there too. And they moved out. They're tearing up something on the sidewalk here. That Jack in the Box has been there as long as I've been here. My brother used to talk about TJ, they would get out, like the seniors can get out for lunch, and they'd go down to that Jack in the Box. There was a Jack in the Box there, always. Someone left a full bottle of Fanta. They say, wait a minute, this isn't Faygo, what the hell? to move that one. I'll probably move when I come back that way. Because they can move these ones over here, but they can't move that one. Anyway. Every time I walk down these sidewalks, I think, what if they were like my dad, where he had a stroke and they were kind of affected on the right side of their body, or somebody in a full wheelchair. Then I just started to think about how much of a mess Dallas is in general. Just like, I can't count this as a hike, but you might as well say it is, because the sidewalk can do anything. It can disappear, it can be uneven, it can be broken. It can have weird slopes to it. There can be stuff blocking that you have to climb over. I don't think I'm gonna have enough light to get this big pile. I wish there was a way I can get down there, but I think it involves getting on somebody's private property. And the last thing I want to do is walk up to one of those private citizen types saying, hey man, I'm trying to get in here to get the government involved over in this area that you know, the government you hate so much. Don't think I'm gonna get a yes on that. It feels wrong to play Night Fever during the day. Oh wow. Are you getting all this, camera? Can you see the carnage? Yeah, they said, oh, we cleaned it. Yeah, bullshit. That ain't clean. That ain't... Lie to me, man. Tell me... Like I said, the city of Dallas likes to piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Hope I got all of that. Like the guy said, please tell me you got that. There's always some incredulous guy with a California accent, or what's the deceased God, what was his name? Bill something. He was the guy that made aliens. Like, game over, man. I want to say Bill Paxton, but that was another guy. Actually, I should have gone the other way. This isn't hiking. This is walking. And I think, like I said, I think walking has to be clear. It has to be a nicely paved sidewalk and with no inherent hazards. I think this is private property. I can't. I'm kind of curious though. My nosy bitch thing says they're tingling. Oh, that's blocked off too. All those bamboo shoots. But how do you call this in? You see, the problem is that the GPS on my my body cam is off by like 12 feet. It'll say that I'm here, or I'll say I'm here, and then I put the coordinates in, and the coordinates might be over there at that intersection. Oh, right. Why are you walking the median? Well, friend, there's a simple answer to that. You don't see a sidewalk on the other side, do you? Where else am I going to walk? Just saying. Sometimes it feels like they just, like this is spite sidewalk, but what happened was they were putting these big McMansions up here, and that's the only good thing is they were forced by code to put in a sidewalk. But it looks so completely off compared to the neighbors. You got this little section of broken sidewalk, and then you're just like, all right. Oh, Dallas, you don't even try. No, there's too many assholes on Marsh Lane. I think his name was, I think it was Bill Paxton. I can't remember if he was in Nightcrawler or not. Nightcrawler was just a weird movie. It was like, it won an Academy Award. I was bored one night. I just happened to have cable. And I was letting a bunch of stuff run. Or I was just letting the TV on in the background, as I used to do back in the day. And there was Nightcrawler. There's two movies like there was Nightcrawler and Crash. They were playing like these movies won an Oscar. So I was watching like Sideways, Nightcrawler, and Crash. And that's when I came to the realization that there's something not right about 40-year-old white men. I was like, this is what you guys are into? Life has gotten this mundane to where you just, this is your channel of weird. Not really bothering or caring who you piss off at that point. It's been so long since I've been down Woodley. The last time I went down this street was during the tornado. That was 7 years ago. There was a time when I was exploring all the different pathways, because you can't just go straight up here. I was doing Royal Lane a lot. And I do miss this. Don't get me wrong. It was fun to go on down here because it's like a maze of streets that take you all through to different places. Royal Club and what's that other one? Norcross, Pensive. Believe me, if I could move this, I would. I mean, I can. My hip's gonna really love me for that one just now. Actually, it helped out a little bit. Hey, I woke something up. If I had a popular YouTube channel, I was one of those guys who was fishing for viewers, I'd sit there and I'd say, give me a like in the comment. He says, like and comment. What was your favorite memory of that government building? What was your worst memory? Let me know in the comments. You know, it's kind of fun to say that now. I think that's why they do it. It's addictive. But no, if you want to say something, that's great. You know, if not, I'll tell you what my memories were. And I mean, it'd been sitting there for 50 years. This has been sitting up here, and now it's just ceremoniously a pile of rubble. Rubble and rebar. And I'm pretty sure Strong Towns would say something about this whole setup here. And then what I neglected to see, and like I didn't realize it until I thought about the Strongtown thing, is I tuned out all of the parking. Like whenever I see these things, I don't see the parking, I just see the building. My mind has gotten to the point where I filter out parking. But yeah, you see this brand new paved thing, all these lanes, and there's just so much wasted space here. This is a big lot. And I mean, you could put it's because you got the sidewalks here, you could put a combination of things. You got the Jack in the Box, you got well, you got the other place, and then you got the supermarket over here. And you can very easily put up an apartment or townhomes or something like that right along here on Marsh. And you could have shops, and you could have it a mixed use kind of thing. And this was Dallas's chance. They were talking about how they were doing the new Forward Dallas thing. This was their chance to make something drastic with the Forward Dallas, and they didn't. It's just the same old thing. Some shops that'll stick around for a little while, and then they won't be here anymore. You have to do that because there's no transit here. Let me see, was there a bus stop? There used to be a bus stop there. In fact, yeah, there was a bus stop right there. And then there was it was weird because it dropped you off in the middle of nowhere. And there most definitely was a bus stop at this intersection. What I mentioned in the meeting was the 51 Walnut Hill. That was, I want to say that was my favorite bus, but that was really kind of the only bus that I could catch. And it would take me over off of Lemon, and it would take me down to Oak Lawn. And then I caught another bus, and that bus would take me all the way down to downtown Dallas off of Ross Avenue. And I'd go to the DISD headquarters, and I was prepping for SAT courses. But there was a bus stop right there. It was a nice bus stop. It was a covered one, had benches, everything. And then they just unceremoniously pulled out 51 Walnut Hill. You know, they said, oh, there's a lack of ridership. So all that's gone. I even think they took out the concrete platform that used to be over there too. There's always something around here. Where do these random towels come from? But yeah, I'm going to take a few pictures of this because I had no idea they had homeless folks over here. Makes sense. Anyway, I just came this way because I wanted to see what it would be like if you had good transit over here. If you had good transit over here and you had like mixed use development. If instead of just making this one big giant commercial strip mall center, you could also put apartments and stuff over here, apartments and townhomes and everything else. Like Jake's got a patio back there. And they kind of experimented with that over here. On this separate lot, these are all townhomes and condos. And they got hit by the tornado and it never was quite the same. In fact, some of the stuff they had put up new development. And then it just got hit when the tornado tore through here and went through all that section over that way. I guess I'm gonna have to I'm doing a lot of jaywalking because there ain't no proper crosswalk. You see right there, the sidewalk just stopped. Let me try this again. getting a little bit of that sunset. Seem like well-behaved dogs. Like I said, I'm not scared of dogs. I've been bitten so many times. But it's like this time around, it was like I did everything by the textbook. And also in the past, Dallas would keep on top of these things. They would keep on top of the rabies things. They were putting out the chicken heads, and there wasn't a lot of wildlife over here that might have bit your pet. And then that all, they really all changed by the time George W. Bush came around. Suddenly, people hated government, so government started shrinking. Government wasn't being funded. I guess I should have said the other one first. Government wasn't being funded, government was shrinking. And the private sector was going to take care of all of this stuff. So now you got stuff going on like I said, it takes forever to get somebody to respond to a disaster. Here we are 7 years on, and they're just now recovering a little bit from the tornado that hit in 2018. Then a year later, gas line explodes in my neighborhood, and that's the private company. But it used to be gas was a Dallas utility. It was a Dallas Water and Light. Used to handle all that stuff. Damn, it's the same guy. You know, they were supposed to years ago go in there and tear out all the lines, and they got lazy and they didn't take care of it, and it took a little girl dying for them to do something. People say, well, I don't think the public sector would have done much better. You're always complaining about the public sector. The public sector can't do much better because you saw in one of my videos, the guy was saying there's just 2 of us handling the entire metroplex. All 13 zones, 2 guys. And if one calls in sick for work, if one of the guys calls in sick, you got 1 guy. Cutting government lean. Because you thought there was too many guys gold bricking on the job. And the truth of the matter is, when it comes to government work, the way it works is there's a lot of days where there's nothing going on, and then there's some days where everything's going on. And so you need all that staffing for the days when everything goes on. And this is really nice, you know. This whole section is like ASMR. And they got this section of broken concrete, but for some certain reason it works as a great impromptu waterfall, whitewater rapids kind of thing. It's urban meets nature, and it's kind of neat. But you can get somebody with a tripod, you're unemployed or you're looking for some footage, and just let that run for 24 hours. You can't do that here. You'd have to watch it, to watch the camera, because the assholes around here will come and take it. No, I hate, sometimes I'm walking through the things and I get the little sticker burrs. So for all you people that like to watch clouds, I'm giving you a little cloud footage. We got some serious clouds over there. We got the big cumulonimbus and comes up here. Yeah, I guess we're going to come through here. I don't have 3 hours, man. I don't have 3 hours. Looks like I'm gonna be walking in the dark. Most people see a sunset, and maybe I've said this already, most people see a sunset and it's something beautiful and romantic, and maybe they think biblical or spiritual. I look at a sunset and I keep thinking about every vampire movie I ever watched, Dracula movie, where they have to get to Dracula's castle. They're like Bram Stoker's Dracula, where they're racing into the castle, right? And you see the sun just setting as fast as it can. And they're about to put the stake in old Drac's heart, and the next thing you know, he comes busting out of the coffin. And they got a fight on their hands. You think to yourself, well, in America, they have a problem. Everybody wears crosses around their necks. And I was thinking to myself, the people that wear crosses around their necks here, he would just rip them right off. And it'd be like that scene in Fright Night where you say you have to have faith for it to work. They wouldn't have any faith. I was like, all right, I just did this for a fashion statement where everybody else was doing it. Just started laughing at him. You have to have faith. So no, if I put that apple core out there, it's not going to grow into a tree. Two things: it won't grow into a tree, and even if it did, the tree that would grow into, you would not like the apple. Apparently, I think I learned that in the TED, you know, they had a little TED video on YouTube. All the apples that we eat are clones. Someone will get a certain hybrid of something, put it together, they like the taste, and then they have to take the tree, clip it off, add it to another tree, and so they keep splicing it onto the tree, and so they're all clones. Because what happens in the natural world, when it starts fertilizing, it's not producing an apple that tastes good, it's producing an apple that can survive the harsh conditions. Oh man, that guy got around, didn't he? Okay. So it's the same people. Look at it. Wait a minute, does that lug nut have a... No, it's just a lug nut. Came off a truck. It's a big truck too. It's like, how do you know it's not a car lug nut? It's just too big. It might have come off a car, but somebody's missing a lug nut. It's not cross-threaded. Someone just didn't tighten it enough. Oh. The game is spawning some weird NPCs. Kind of cool, man. I want to see more people walk. I want to be complaining one day that there's too many people walking around here. That would be a wonderful problem to have. Now here's my question to all the environmental folks. Is the lug nut recyclable? I'd like to think so. Where did he think he came from? I don't know. It tells me I was taking too long, whatever I was doing. I was up here turning on my lights, and picking up stuff, and talking into the camera. This man is on a mission to get his heart rate up. I gotta stop for a second. I got a cocoa bird. I don't know where it is. There we go. It finally dropped out. Man, it's annoying. Thing rubs up and scrapes your leg. How long have I been out here? 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's about time for me to change batteries. Problem is I won't hear it. All right. Wait a minute, all this water in the toilet. That's from the rain. Think about it, we've had about 300 and 400 years of toilet or commode slash John slash toilet history. First toilets were very crude and rudimentary. You put a little water in there and there was a straight pipe. And what was happening was the gases were getting up in there and they were backing up. And you'd have sewer gas explosions. Then they start putting in curve pipes. Some toilets were just a tank on top. You pulled the thing and it flushed it down into the thing, into the toilet. And what was his name? John Crapper. John Crapper comes up with a design that has the U-bend. No, I got a lot of work to do, man. I don't know what the deal is. There's so much flood water that came through here. See, like this wouldn't be enough for them to... They'd look at this and they would go, thank you for bringing that to our attention. We didn't see anything. Like I said, this is just me walking, and I was going to observe a few things. Just imagine how bad it would have been if I was picking up trash. Oh, it takes so long because there's just so much to see. Oh, God, what was that? It squished whatever it was. Okay, it was a piece of fruit. I stepped on that and I was like, oh, was that a corpse? Oh, there's just some nasty people that live around here. Test the theory that this doesn't work. So I'm going to press this. I don't see a light. I see nothing. Well, I think it works, but it's hard to tell whether it's just me pushing, you know, being here at the right place, right time, or it actually heeded my call. This sidewalk. You can never take a break around here. As soon as I'm messing with something in my bag, there it's gone. Messing with something in my bag, I got the local dogs greeting me. New man, you know. What does that mean to me? I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. Maybe there's some kind of protection or... But I did hear about, well, I did hear about it on Nextdoor where they were saying that the person bought the apartment complex and told everybody they got 30 days to vacate. What pisses me off is that all these apartments around here, you go looking through the DCAD, none of these companies are based here in Dallas. The landlord's not even close to being here. They're over in one was in Scottsdale, Arizona. The other one's in Los Angeles, California. No telling where these yahoos are from. For a while it was all clean over here. Now it's reflecting the line. Oops, dead bird. Another dead bird. Man, we got a cat or something. It must be really active. There's a lot of dead birds that keep hitting around here. Maybe somebody's just shooting them. waiting for the battery to run out, it just runs out at the weirdest places. That one ran out at a busy intersection. Yeah, I guess that place only opens at night. Like it's gotten even worse. Well, it looks like the canal's clean though. Rain might have something to do with that. I guarantee you the city of Dallas wasn't doing a damn thing. Maybe the city did have something to do with that. You know, like I said, maybe the rain was so heavy it pushed all that stuff through. See, that canal goes, there's no way of knowing where that comes out at. You can see they got a gate over there. People are out here every week. Manos Ribes. Manos Ribes. Get them hands up, man. Get them hands up. Woo. No? Not feeling it, huh? Hoi, hoi, hoi. So there's a throwback over there to do with the Dodge Ram van with the stallion on the side of it. And it brings back memories, man. When I was growing up, right about the time like I said, when I was getting around 5 or 6, people were still driving those things. And in the 80s. And I just remember it was full stereo systems, 8-track players, cassette players replaced that after that. And then people had so many different designs for the inside of their van. I remember my dad had a VW van at one point. My dad had a lot of cars. He'd get a nice one and have it for a few months, fix it up, sell it. guess they're not gonna do anything about this. Is it a... Doesn't say if it's a utility cover or what. Looks like it's the cutoff valve. It's the meter. I mean, there's the meter right there, and then there's something else. I guess that's for the sprinklers or whatever. I don't know. This dude ain't got his lights on. No registration sticker. Alright. That's how you do it. You know, the weird thing is, you would think that, I mean, maybe they just don't have blind facilities here, but you think they would put crosswalk, walk buttons for the blind over here. And that it's next to a library. I was gonna say there's no bus stop here, is there? Yeah, there's a bus stop. I mean, I don't know why I said there's no bus stop. I see people waiting there all the time. See if I can ask Darty, can y'all put a bench there? No, we're perfectly fine with people standing. Okay, that's right. And then you got a bus that lets out right here in front of the Walmart. Notice that was the first thing I said. I didn't say any of this other stuff that I completely ignored. All of this is city property. Because they were trying to get the Walmart to come in here. They were very generous to them. Where the Sam's Club's just that city top property. I didn't know that till I went looking through the appraisal district thing. And that's why they fixed it. That's why they fixed it that one time when I was talking about that curb over there, and they just replaced all of that with gravel. That was all city property. I thought I drank enough water, but I'm on autopilot right now. You know, I can't believe that GNC has existed as long as it has over here. I guess it's a testament to, because there's not that many gyms around here. There's Planet Fitness, but that's not really, that's just the, I don't know what Planet Fitness is. How you doing? Yeah, you don't see me. Why are there flashing lights? Get the fuck on. Damn. That's all that was. That was drinking. Or maybe he's sundowning. I take that back. He might have been sundowning. Well, boy, I don't want to get hit just because Grandpa decided he wanted to go to Walmart to get him some Ripple or whatever. Damn. And you see, that's an example of what I'm talking about. I got flashing lights and a reflective vest, and he still couldn't, he acted like he couldn't see me. Everyone else can see me because they're sitting there waving, they're just looking at me, they can't stop staring. Sidewalk to nowhere. Used to be a bus stop there. So it was somewhere at one point, and they said, no more bus stop. It's actually, so I brought that up to the city, and the city said, yeah, that's Dart property. You need to talk to Dart. It was my first experience with the buck passing. The problem along here is I've been asking for the sidewalk on 3701. I think her name is Cardenas. She acts like she doesn't know what I'm talking about. Well, can you point out that spot again? I'm not seeing it. I've sent hundreds of pictures, gave her coordinates, she still can't see it. And I never pursued it further because I don't walk down here all the time. There's so many things that if I had the time and energy, I would just stay on them. I got a board thinking that I was just going to put like post-it notes up there and say, okay, these are the highlights. Now that's a stop sign, by the way. You don't care. That's a stop sign, by the way. It's not a yield sign. Might get hit again. I need to set up like he got. Just bathe myself with LED lights. Like I said, I find it hard to believe that guy couldn't see me. I think it was. He was an old man wearing a hat. Probably in his 70s or 80s. And maybe he was sundowning. But I cannot be that hard to see. There's a brother, that's the thing that gets to me, man. There's about to be some black on black crime over there. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. I did too much. Because I am still tired, I am still wiped out, I am hurting. I don't know what Wednesday is going to be like. Well, I don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. I'm going to try to go to that thing, but I got the remodel going on too. It's been real and it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun.